I mean, it's just, isn't it? It's limitless what we can do. As it gets formalized, is that magnificent freshness go away? What do you folks do? Because it's also making a living. How is it kept fresh?
I keep going because I keep hearing stories about people that have dealt with the same thing I have. And I got an obituary the other day, and I was saddened by it. I sold wristbands to this gentleman, hundreds of them, and just to hear sad stories, there's always going to be a sad story. It makes me want to go out and make this disease aware and keep going and go to other countries and help other countries make it more aware in their city. And it's just hearing stories that keeps me going. That's what keeps me going. And knowing that there's no cure still is going to make me keep going until there's a cure. And even when there is a cure, I'm never going to give up. So never give up.
Well, wonderful. I never find that there's a dull moment.
Okay.
And
glad to hear that.
And Michelle is correct that there are so many stories. We had one little boy whose grandmother died of ALS a few years ago, and he went out trick-or-treating this year, and his mom went with him, and their goal was to go to 50 houses. And so he would trick-or-treat, and then when he was done getting his treat, he would take his mask off, and he would say, "Hi, my name is Justin, and this is my mom, and her mom, my grandmother, died of ALS, and I want to scare away ALS." And he said he'd give them a little flyer, and he'd say, "If you'll make $1 contribution, I'll give you this red Never Give Up wristband in exchange." So they went to 50 houses. He raised $50, and then his mom matched the $50 contribution. And they found 2 people who'd been touched by ALS when they just did this walk around their neighborhood. And that's just one story. We had another gentleman who did this Catalina Classic race, and his mom had died of ALS. And he said, "You know, I've done this before, but I really want to make it special this year. And it's a hard race, it's a grueling race." And he said, "But could you help me set up a tribute fund? And can you help me with my fundraising campaign?" And we have people do that all the time. And it's that personal thing that we've been talking about. What resonates with you? What's compelling for you? And so there's never any room to think, "Oh gosh, you know, I've done this, I've done that." It's fresh every day because of the people and their stories.
I'm sure it has to be with the AIDS and the African subcontinent. I mean,
but you're not there all the time. So how do you keep it real for you?
We have one of the nurses and midwife that we support down in Zambia. We get monthly updates from them and pictures, and so all of the projects that we support, we get pictures very regularly. So it's so nice to be able to see that shipment finally made it, you know, to the clinic. That's great. I can see the boxes being unpacked, and for us, because we're still so new, every day is new because I'm talking to so many more people who haven't heard of us or haven't heard about what we're doing. So for me, the newness definitely hasn't worn off at all because we're still new. So
great. John?
John, I know,
Well,
seeing Jessica Alba,
that
that I'm sure was a motivation of some sort.
You know, it's the same thing. It's the stories. Like, I'll write people, we've got a message board, and people write, you know, what's going on with them. And just every day I talk to people, and I can't even imagine what they've been through. I talked to a soldier in Iraq who was inspecting a chemicals facility, and it exploded. He survived, but you know, not in the best of shape. Came back though, married his sweetheart, and I talked to him, and I'm trying to raise awareness. He's trying to, he's with one of the Iraq Support the Troop charities, and it's really the different stories every single day. I mean, there's so many diseases and things like that. And you know what? My goal is the same. You know, keep going until we find a cure, until there are no more battered women, or, you know, it never ends.
Now, John, you work as a stockbroker with
Yeah, Smith Barney.
Okay. Now, so you're a volunteer. Would you like 5 years from now do you like being a volunteer, or would you, I mean, not about stockbroking per se, but would you like to be sitting on this couch as a full-time?
Yeah.
I mean, is that the direction?
I mean, there are 2 things that's really interesting. Warren Buffett, for example, gave $37 billion away to charity.
All right, round off to the
So,
point.
yeah. So,
billion.
you know, there are 2 ways you can look at it, and I'm dealing with that kind of right now.
Yes.
I could make a ton of money and give it all away.
Yep.
There are kind of two ways to do that. Warren Buffett kind of waited and waited and waited and gave it away. Andrew Carnegie, he actually gave it away while he was younger and kept giving away. Or there's, I can volunteer and make a difference at the same time while working. But I think eventually I would love to do it full time. I mean, in some way. You know, if I could make enough money to go and do it full time, I would love to. And I mean, Good Search, to be totally honest, I'm never not doing something at the Good Search. Even if I'm at work at Smith Barney, if I have to do something or if something's going on, I'm going to do it because if I can create more awareness for ALS, what's more important, creating awareness for ALS or, you know, looking at the stock chart for 30 seconds, you know? So I kind of try to balance those two.